You see, now that Vinicius Jr. have finally signed a new contract at Real Madrid, what is now left of Arsenal's attacking intent? Because right now, Arsenal needs to sign that left-hand attacker. Trossard have left them, and they really need a Marquis signing. When I mean a Marquis signing, I mean a big signing to make that statement. Because currently now in Arsenal's attack, there is no big name in Arsenal's attack that you can look at and say, oh, with this player we can dominate England or we can win the Champions League. There is nobody like that. They just play as a team. Today, Gyökeres can come up with the goal. Tomorrow, Eberechi. Next tomorrow, it is Martinelli. So that is the way Arsenal have been operating. They play as a team, and they are also a difficult team to play with a striker. Arsenal don't know how to play with a striker. If you have watched Arsenal for the past few years, especially under Mikel Arteta, you will find out that they hardly pass ball to strikers. If you're a striker in Arsenal, then you have to hustle to score goals. Now, some of the targets that I feel that Arsenal can go for, of course, one, the PSG Bakola. See, Bakola is a young player, 23 years. He can come in and fill that left-hand flank for Arsenal very well and even give them something more than Vinicius Jr. will give them. Because in terms of numbers, Vinicius Jr. is not his numbers are not up there with the best. But in terms of dribbling, entering, and creating excitement for the fans, maybe he's there. Yes. But Vinicius Jr. can give you around 12, 13 league goals in a season. Bakola can give you up to 15 or 16 if the team is creating chances. Now, the second target is Marcus Rashford. Currently now, Marcus Rashford is 28. He has experience. He has a Premier League proven experience, and he has a talent. The only problem Manchester United may be having with him may be attitude problem. Maybe his attitude is not good, but you cannot take away his talent. Marcus Rashford is, in terms of talent, in terms of his attacking abilities, up there with the best. So Marcus Rashford is another target that Arsenal can go for, at least to boost their team. And apart from even looking at the Premier League, there are still top targets in Germany, there are still top targets in Italy, and there are still top targets in the Netherlands. It's just for the Arsenal scouts to look very well and sign a befitting replacement for that left hand side. But you see, there are some Arsenal fans who said that they are very happy that Rodri rejected Real Madrid, just like Vinicius Jr. rejected Arsenal. You see, Vinicius Jr. never said he wanted to go to Arsenal. All this whole news were just links by the media. They were just linking him to Arsenal. Arsenal never submitted any bid to Real Madrid for Vinicius Jr. They were just keeping a close eye. And of course, in football, when you are keeping a close eye, does not mean you will take advantage. So Arsenal did not take any advantage of signing Vinicius Jr. Even when the contract talks was going on, Arsenal were just following. They didn't put any bid. So I wonder where this talk of Vinicius Jr. rejecting Arsenal is even coming from in the first place. And the same thing with Rodri. Real Madrid, we are just making inquiry because Rodri was the one pushing himself to Real Madrid. Rodri was the one telling the media that he would love to go to Real Madrid. So a report came out that Real Madrid put in 50 million euros for Rodri, but Manchester City have rejected that offer. That is a very big and blatant lie. Let me tell you why. You see, if you have followed Real Madrid for years, you find out that Real Madrid does not give a player who is 30 years and above more than 1 year contract. In fact, for Real Madrid to sign you as a player when you are 30 years is very much unlikely. The percentage that they will sign you is very poor. If you want to look at it in the way they put odd, the percentage of Real Madrid to sign a player that is 30 will be like 23 odd. That is, it is unlikely that is going to happen. So Rodri is already up to 30. Yes, talent-wise, fine and good, he has the talent. But Real Madrid, they have a system that they invest only in young players. And when these young players get to 30, if they are still in the team, they can't get more than 1 year contract. So they have been doing it, and they did it. If they can do it to Cristiano Ronaldo, so who are you now that they cannot do it to? They will not. They will do it to anybody. Even if the Kylian Mbappe, the Vinicius Junior that are young now, once they get to 30 and they are still in Madrid, they won't get more than 1 year contract each. Which means if you perform, they add 1 year. If you perform, they add 1 year. If you perform, they add 1 year. So that report was a big lie. Real Madrid never went for Rodri. So all this talk now, Manchester City are the ones creating this news so that suitors can come in and let them see if they can get as much money possible from the sale of Rodri. Now, let us also remember that Rodri has a biscuit leg. When I mean biscuit leg, he's always injured. Rodri cannot, if you have, let's say a big team plays like 50 games a season, for example, because Champions League football, cup competitions, and so on and so forth. If a big team is playing 50 games per season, Rodri cannot play up to 30 because he's going to be injured in the rest. So his injury history has repeatedly presented himself. Even though Rodri is a very good player, kudos to him, he was able to stay fit for Spain to win the World Cup. But there is no guarantee that if you sign Rodri, even into the Real Madrid team, that is going to perform. Because Barcelona status suits him more. 70% of the Barcelona players are the same players he plays with in Spain. So going to Barcelona has always been Rodri's plan initially. So all this talk coming out that Rodri rejected Real Madrid, that is a very big lie. When I see it on the media, I weep because people don't really know Real Madrid. If you know Real Madrid, you will know that Real Madrid will not sign a player who is more than 30 in their team for that kind of. Even if they are bringing you, even if they are signing you, you will be a bit part player. Like I don't know how to explain. That means you are going to be coming on from the bench. You are not going to start. They are not signing you for the first team, and that's what they do with Bernardo Silva. And of course, you know that Real Madrid cannot go and sign Rodri as a bit part player, as somebody who is going to be coming from the bench. No. So if you as a player maybe you are done with Europe and maybe you still have it in you and you want to play for Real Madrid, then you are coming in and as you're coming in, they're letting you know that look, you are not going to be starting, no, you are going to be a bit part player. But Rodri, you cannot tell Rodri that because Rodri is still he knows he's still good and he's still in his prime. But for the fact that that policy is already there, that look, we don't sign players who are up to 30 for the first team, and the players we have already, once they get to 30 and they are still in the team, they can't get more than 1 year contract each. Now, you can stay up to 40 years old, but the condition for you to be getting that one year contract is that you keep performing. So if you perform this season, they add 1 year. If you perform next season, they add 1 year. That is just it. I'm not saying you will just leave once you're 30, no. So that case is already sealed. Arsenal are going to look at other targets to strengthen their left-hand side attack. And Real Madrid, if they want to sign a defensive midfielder, there are still other targets in the market. Because right now, Real Madrid need that control in midfield. You see, since the departure of Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, they haven't had that control in midfield, and that's why they have not been able to win the Champions League yet. But I believe if they get it right, then they'll be a dominant force. There is a signing that Real Madrid will make now. I'll tell you that next season they are favourites to win the Champions League.